Help me grab some of this stuff, would you? If we hurry, we can beat the crowd.
Evelyn Harmon died. Her son Brian and I went to college together.
Would you please come on?
It says here that they're bringing her body back to Birmingham.
If you don't want to go to the booksellers convention with me, why don't you just say so?
I'm coming.
No, you're not. You're just sitting there reading that obituary like you lost your best friend.
Brian Harmon was one of my best friends. God, I haven't seen him since we were at Spelman and Morehouse together.
Then why don't you go to the funeral? I'm sure he'll be there.
Will you go with me?
No, I hate funerals.
I hate conventions. Thank you so much.
Well, on second thought, maybe this wasn't the best place for a reunion.
Yeah, I think I'll just slip him my card and he can call me later. There he is.
Well, he certainly stands out in the crowd.
Always did. And if I go to Morehouse, there he'd be in the middle of campus, surrounded by students, always debating.
Is he single?
Brian?
Renee Jackson?
Hi. I'm so sorry about your mother. She was great. I'll never forget how she smuggled us that fried chicken when we'd lock up the trustees in the administration building.
And y'all Spelman sisters ate every piece. I didn't even get a wing. Thanks for coming, Renee.
I tried to look you up. Where have you been hiding? Are you living in Birmingham?
No. I'm about 3 hours away. Look, I gotta go.
Here's my card.
It's great seeing you again.
You too.
I'll call you, okay?
Sure.
That was quick. Who's the guy with him?
I don't know. He didn't introduce him, but he said he'd call.
Are those handcuffs? And a prison van? Damn, Renee. You sure know how to pick them.
Any day now, I will hear you say goodbye, my love, and you'll be on your way. In my wild, beautiful world, you will have flown. It's easy now, I'll be gone alone.
It's not a picnic, Renee. Hatcher is a state penitentiary.
I've been to jail before, I mean.
Yes, but always as an attorney visiting a client. You don't even know what this guy's in for.
He said he didn't like talking about it on the phone. He wants to talk to me in person. So could you do me a favor?
No, I am not driving out there to that prison with you. I have to start writing today.
You don't even know what your new book's going to be about. And all I need is for you to take April to the doctor for me.
No, thank you. And I do have a topic for my book. It's about civil rights.
Gee, no one's ever done that before. Oh, come on. Start your new book tomorrow. It's Visitor's Day at Hatcher, and if I don't go today, I'll have to wait until next week.
You haven't seen him since college. What's another week?
Emmy, I promised Brian, and by next week I'll have 10 other things on my schedule.
What am I supposed to tell April? You can't come because you're visiting a friend in a lockdown?
Don't tell her that. She's confused enough already.
And me showing up's not going to make it worse. I hardly know the girl.
Don't worry, I'll call her. It'll be fine.
You? What are you doing here?
Didn't Renee tell you?
She said her friend was coming to get me. I thought she meant the girl that works in her office. I'll wait till next week to go.
Well, I don't think that's a good idea. Renee says that you're on some kind of medication that the doctor needs to check.
April,
Yes, ma'am.
why are you letting the light in here? Who's that?
Just a lady. She's going.
Hi, I'm Mary Elizabeth Sims. I'm a friend of Renee's, and I've come to take April to the doctor.
I need to see a doctor, too.
She's got another migraine.
Well, I'm awful sorry. April's going to see a psychiatrist. I think you need a different kind of doctor.
I told you I'm not going.
Well, Renee told me you were. And in my book, what Renee says goes. So get your stuff.
Who do you think you are, busting in here and bossing me around?
I'm not bossing you around. I'm doing you a favor. Actually, I'm doing my best friend a favor. But, you know, I'm about to change my mind because I got a lot of other things to do. So if you're going to come, come on. If not, you can tell Renee yourself why.
Y'all, bring me back some aspirins and some chocolate.
Good brownie, Miss Jackson.
Oh, thank you, Mary Elizabeth. Renee, come over here and rinse these plates, please.
Well, it's like my daddy used to say, united they stand, divided they fall.
Well, I just think it's troubling that all the different fractions of the movement can't come together and provide a united front.
I mean, even if they don't agree 100%, it should be just like me and Booker. We may fight like cats and dogs when we're home alone, but in public, we go together better than ice cream in July.
But it is getting worse with all the student organizations, SNCC, and the others who think that Martin and James are too conservative. Oh, and the Muslims who flat out call them Uncle Toms. And the press is getting hold of the Rev. Well, I just think it's time that the conservatives, the moderates, and the radicals all come together and talk. You know, have a rally for unity. I mean, it would be a symbolic gest at the very least.
That's a good idea, Sarah. Have you talked to James about that?
No, I can't.
Why not?
Because I just thought of it.
If the marches lead to arrests and we fill up the jails, we'll get attention again. But we can't post bail. Since Montgomery, we're out of money.
Excuse me, James. We've been talking in the kitchen, and we have a suggestion. Now, we women have been taking care of our family for a long time, and the movement is like a family with so many different personalities, ideas, not to mention fighting and
Can I have some
arguing.
fresh coffee, Ruth?
When Sarah is finished, Booker.
Well, can't she get to the point? I mean, we have to come up with a plan of action by tonight. No disrespect, Sarah.
Well, if you could listen faster, I could get to the point sooner. No disrespect, Booker. Now, we heard you talking about not having bail money. But if the movement were unified, we could pool all of our resources and raise a lot more money. Just like we have family meetings here at home. That's what we have to do with all the different civil rights organizations, young and old. Call it a family unity rally.
That's right.
I'll get it.
Sarah, that was real good.
Mm-hmm. You see the way they looked at each other? They know.
James Jackson, you're all under arrest.
On what grounds?
Violation of conspiracy of the state of Alabama. Turn around, please.
James?
Don't worry. There's strength in numbers, Sarah. Spread the word about what you just said.
That's enough.
Earl's gonna be all right. Mama, what are we gonna do? Daddy says they don't have bail money.
Shh, baby, it'll be okay. Get me that notepad.
You're not like Renee. You know that?
Uh-huh.
She tries to get me to talk. Tries to figure me out. Tries to be my friend. And she's always trying.
Right now, I'm trying to write.
And what are you writing?
A book.
What's it about?
I'm thinking civil rights.
And my granny taught me about that. She was a leader in the civil rights movement with Dr. Martin Luther King. How's it going, Doc?
I'm doing well, April. Come on in.
All visitors, there's no smoking in the visitors area for section.
Go ahead. Next. Go ahead. Stop. You have to remove all your jewelry.
Inmate Bohannon, report to the visitor center.
Stop. Take off the belt. Okay, stop.
Phones are now open.
Take your bra off before you go inside.
My bra?
It's got metal in it.
Officer, it's an underwire, not a switchblade.
There's a changing room over there. When you come out, put everything in that locker next to the register and sign in.
I have brought food and magazines for my friend.
He can't have food from outside or information. Lock it up.
I'm an attorney, and I have brought information to my clients before.
This is a maximum security facility, lady. Next.
Renee, I'm surprised to see you.
After I saw you at your mother's funeral, it brought back memories of losing my own dad.
Her funeral was the first time in almost 20 years I walked in the grass. It smelled perfume. In all honesty, I'm sorry that my father's already passed on. I sure could use another funeral.
Well, I never quite looked at it that way. Brian, what happened?
I robbed a convenience store, got busted.
Why?
After Morehouse kicked me out, there wasn't a school that would touch me.
But you were an honor student.
It didn't matter. I got angry. I lost it. When I couldn't find a decent job, I hit the streets. After I robbed that store, I got thrown in the pen and stabbed and killed a guard during a prison uprising. It was self-defense. But that didn't matter either, because I was accused of inciting the riot.
Did you?
The inhumane conditions inside this prison incited that riot. 6 prisoners in one cell, medical treatment not fit for dogs, contaminated food. But we changed all that.
And you're in for life.
There's an attorney who's working on my appeal, citing the police use of excessive force and quelling the disturbance.
I hope he's good.
Steve Winslow. He's all right. I stay on top of him. When I'm not stamping plates, I'm writing briefs. I'm reading case law. I'm helping these other inmates with their cases.
You always said you'd practice law.
I'm doing the best I can. I want to savor you. You haven't changed, Renee?
Yes, I have.
Well, I want to hear all about it.
Well, you must be really bored.
Right now, I'm feeling alive again. Thank you, Renee, for coming to visit me. This will carry me through many days.
I'm glad I came.
Well, I guess I did something right, huh?
I just wish there was something else I could do.
There is. Come back and see me.
You remember a guy I went to college with, Brian Harmon?
Of course I do. You brought him home one weekend. Spent the whole time hanging around your daddy.
He liked Daddy, didn't he?
And your daddy liked him, too. More than any other fella he ever brought home. He said, that young man is gonna amount to something. Is he practicing law?
No, Mama, he's in prison.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. That boy must have a split personality. What happened to him?
He's a brilliant political activist who got kicked out of Morehouse for shutting down the administration building. You remember those days, Mama? Chicago 7, Huey Newton, Kent State, and all he wanted was black studies at a black university.
That can't be what put him behind bars.
No, but after that, no college or employer would touch him. He got so angry, he robbed a convenience store.
Renee, every black man in America is angry. Your daddy was angry. Your Uncle Martin was angry. Your brother is filled to the brim with anger and disappointment, and none of them ever broke the law.
What about marching and sitting at segregated lunch counters?
That was civil disobedience for a higher purpose, and you know it. It wasn't robbing and stealing. I hope when it gets out, he has a chance to rebuild his life.
Johnny, you want milk or tea?
Just the milk, please.
Pass it around.
Davis, take those off.
What? I wanted Johnny to hear this cut.
After dinner, he's not going to eat and run, especially since he's been promoted to cleanup crew.
Yep, you eat at the Sims house 3 Sundays in a row, you lose your guest status.
No problem. I know how to load a dishwasher.
You ought to put a big sign on that door that says closed. People don't respect dinner time anymore. I'm coming.
Hi.
April.
I brought you stuff about Dr. King.
How did you know where I live?
You're in the phone book.
Oh. Did your grandmother know where you were?
Oh, she don't care.
Well, have you had dinner?
Nope.
Well, come on in. Just put your things down.
Nice house.
Well, thank you. Come on in, everybody. This is April. April, this is my son Davis, who's about to jump up and get you a plate and some silverware. And this is my husband Collier.
Glad to meet you.
My daughter Kelly. Her boyfriend Johnny. Everybody, this is April, Renee's friend.
You go with her?
Yeah.
And you're okay with that?
With what?
Good dinner, Mom.
Well, thank you.
Best dinner I've had in about 5 years.
That's the main reason I come over. Kelly thinks it's her, but it's really Mrs. Sims' cookie.
Johnny, oh, flattery will get you everywhere. But it's my friend Renee who's the cook, really. She could just be a chef, couldn't she, Kel?
Oh, yeah, she is good. So, what if I cook next Sunday?
Jag me.
I'm sorry, Emmy. I don't know what possessed her to do this.
She said she wanted to help me with my book.
You told her about your book?
Look at this. See this little head right here behind Dr. King? She says that's her grandmother, that Florence was his confidant.
She used that word, confidant?
She scares me just a little bit, okay? She's kind of like John Hinckley or Squeaky Foam or somebody, you know, obsessed with celebrities and politicians.
You called her to come pick me up?
Well, it's too late for you to be riding the bus.
What are you doing here, April?
I'm so glad you enjoyed dinner, and thank you so much for sharing.
Well, I have some more pictures for you. I mean, there's a good one from the Gaston Motel.
The Gaston Motel?
Say goodnight, April. I'm taking you home.
Well, bye.
I'm sorry I didn't take you to the doctor the other day.
Hey, apologize to her. She's the one you dumped me on.
I didn't dump you, April. I had to go visit someone at prison.
Which one?
Hatcher.
Oh. Next time you go to Hatcher, you don't have to get me to babysit. My uncle's in Hatcher. I can go to jail with you.
You have been to jail before. There is nothing here that'll surprise you.
Hey, you two, I've been waiting for you.
Hi.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, Booker.
Sweetheart. Sarah, how are things progressing?
We had another planning meeting.
Good. Now you need to draft a letter, set a date, and find a meeting place.
Well, we've done all that. And it's a neutral place so that nobody will think any one group is in charge.
Oh. Well, don't forget to keep a lid on things.
Well, actually, we've decided to talk it up. Seeing as how our objective is to create a picture of unity. I mean, if nobody knows about it, what good will it do?
That's true, but...
And we're planning on having the news there, too.
The news? Sarah, I don't think you should go that far.
Mama, maybe you should do what Daddy says. Isn't he usually right?
Renee Jackson, behind every good man is a smart woman. And if you look hard enough, you'll see me. So, James, how's the food in here?
Dry.
Not if you add a lot of butter. Then put some in the meatloaf. I don't know how women cook in these shoes. Oh, my feet are killing me. Why isn't your mom making dinner? She's too busy with all her meetings. You should have seen her at the jail telling my daddy how she was doing everything. He'll put an end to that when he gets home. No, he won't. Wanna bet? Okay, you got to bet. This meatloaf is kind of runny. So, put it in a pot and call it stew. Ew.
You ain't used to waiting in line, are you?
I wait in line at the bank, the supermarket, the car wash, just like everybody else.
You ain't waiting. You ever wait in a food stamps line or a check cashing line? Well, this ain't nothing. Hey, can I come next week, too?
April, this is not going to be a regular thing.
No, but you must like this guy a lot to come see him 2 weeks in a row.
He's a friend. When was the last time you visited your uncle?
Before my mom got crack crazy, we came every month. My granny and I came at Christmas. That's why my name's on the visitors list.
The visitors list?
Yeah. Your name's got to be on the visitors list so you don't get in.
Am I on some kind of list here?
Yeah, the visitors. But the next time, it'll be as my attorney.
I don't think your legal counsel would appreciate that. He's one of the best appellate attorneys in the state. Don't piss him off, Brian.
He'll get over it.
How do you do it, Brian? I mean, day after day in this place.
Well, there have been times when I thought I was going to implode. But, like almost everything else, you get used to it. I do 1,000 fingertip push-ups a day, just to stay on the safe side. And I make sure that I only sleep a few hours a day. I do not want to sleep my life away. The rest of the time, I read, I write, and I pray.
I could take a few tips from you.
We used to talk about doing law together, you remember?
Jackson and Harmon.
How's your practice?
I'm doing some interesting cases. My clients are happy.
And what about passion, Renee? I mean, I don't see it in your eyes. I mean, your eyes used to be on fire.
Well, it's very hard to see anything through this glass, Brian.
Do you have a man in your life?
No one special?
I could tell that.
How?
You learn to live by your instinct in here. Put your hand on the glass. You feel that heat? I can't touch you, Renee. But I feel you. Now, you say that we were the best of friends. But I've always been in love with you, Renee. Always. I wanted you to know.
This is my writ of habeas corpus. You have my heart in your hands. Give it back or let me testify. I've committed crimes that have forced me into a prison of my own making. But in spite of everything, there is one thing I've done right, and that is loving you. I may not ever see the stars twinkling at night, the miracle of birth, or bacon frying in a pan, but I see your smile, and that is freedom to me. Tell me you're not seriously considering dating this man.
He's such a brilliant, compassionate...
Murderer.
It was self-defense.
It's a bad poem. You're really scaring me. I've never heard you describe a man using adjectives you used to describe your father.
Bill was smart.
Smart. Not brilliant. You used to get mad if he made you wait 10 minutes for a drink. Now you're driving 6 hours to go make goo-goo eyes at some lifer behind bulletproof plexiglass.
He's just so hypnotizing.
Serial killers are like that.
Oh, don't get your panties in a bunch. I'm just gonna take him a bunch of books next week.
Put them in the mail.
I've lost my mind, haven't I?
Let me just tell you this. If you fall in love with this guy, I will kill you with my own 2 hands. Frying bacon in a pan. Get a life.
When you came to get April the other day and I told you I needed to see a doctor, you didn't say a thing to me. But now that you heard that I knew Dr. King, all of a sudden you want to chat it up just because you're writing a book.
I did bring you aspirins. How you feel today?
Worried. I lost my job last week on account of my headaches. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
And we don't got it going on like Renee.
Well, you know, she had some tough times, too. Well, when she was younger than you, she marched in demonstrations and was attacked by police dogs and thrown in jail.
She was in jail?
Well, I'll be. So, what do you want to know about Dr. King?
Did you know him?
I was a maid at the Gaston Motel. And this very room was Dr. King's. Always asked for the same one. I swept the carpet, emptied the ashtrays. I never had time to march myself. I had to cook and clean and wash my own dirty sheets. But I brought him coffee and cleaned up after them. It was me who made sure that Dr. King always had a clean notepad right by his bedside. I like to think that, well, just maybe he wrote his I Have a Dream speech on it. Like maybe I did one thing in my life to make a difference, even if it was just to give him a pad of paper and a ballpoint pen.
Well, I'm sure he appreciated everything you did for him.
Now I can't get health insurance. My daughter's in rehab, and my oldest son's in prison. And I'm wondering how I'm gonna get groceries.
Well, look, don't take this the wrong way. I don't have much. You were kind enough to give me your time, so thank you.
Time isn't something to be frivolously wasted. There are rules and regulations as to how long someone can have the floor.
Robert's Rules of Order. James suggested we start conducting formal meetings and using these rules to help us elect a Mr. President.
Well, that would be Madam President, right?
Renee, honey, is there anything at all in that book about electing?
Let's see. Before proceeding to an election to fill an office, it is customary to nominate one or more candidates by ballot or roll call.
All I gotta do is look around the room to tell who's here. Roll call. I don't know who this Robert is, but these rules were made to be broken. Renee, put that book away.
I'll get it.
Yeah, let's just keep going the way we always do.
Hello?
I'm with you.
Just a minute, please. Mama. It's Reverend Abernathy on the phone. He says he wants to speak to Daddy.
Hello, Ralph. This is Sarah. Well, I'm so glad you called. Well, I'm sorry James is in jail. Actually, I'm the one who's organizing the rally you were notified about. Well, why, thank you. I'll tell him. Well, he should be home any day now.
Oh, welcome home, Daddy.
Hi, baby.
Oh, my heavens. What did they do to you in there?
Daddy, you don't smell so good.
Oh, I'm sorry, baby. They kept all the windows closed. It was hot as an oven in there.
Here's some lemonade.
Oh, thanks, baby. That's good. I dreamt about your cooking in there, baby.
Oh, I'm sorry. We only have leftovers.
So how's the progress on the meeting going?
Here's some chicken.
It's coming along great.
Mama's been on the phone day and night with all kinds of important people. Yeah, I even heard she talked to Reverend Ralph Abernathy himself.
When was this? Why didn't you tell me?
You just got home?
Well, what did he say?
Well, we're going to talk again tomorrow at noon, and he's going to have the leaders of SNCC called, too.
I better get a hold of Clyde and Booker and get them over here. While I get cleaned up, get me the materials you have so far so we can look it over. And could you bake a ham for dinner tomorrow, Sarah?
If you like.
And I'd love some peach cobbler, too.
Here's your lunch. A ham sandwich and some peach cobbler.
Thank you, Lakeisha. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. I was doing some research on your Harmon thing and discovered some Brady material.
You're kidding.
You know I wouldn't joke about a thing like that, boss.
What does the Brady bill have to do with Brian Harmon?
Not the Brady bill, Brady material.
It refers to any and all previously undiscovered material.
Oh. Well, hey, you want to go grab some lunch?
Keisha already got lunch. Do you want some?
Sure. Wait till you get a load of this.
It's like a bed in a motel room.
A bed in a motel room where Dr. Martin Luther King slept. And guess who made it up?
Let me think. The maid?
Who happens to be April's grandmother. She worked at the Gaston Motel, and she took these photographs and tucked them away for posterity.
Kind of like Monica Lewinsky in that blue dress, huh?
No, nothing like that. I think that she might let me use some of these photographs for my book. And there's more. Look at this. His papers. His wingtip shoes. Marched in a million marches. Martin Luther King's Bible.
I just have one question. When did you and April's grandmother get to be so chummy? The woman barely even speaks to me.
April invited me over, and me and Granny just hit it off.
April invited you over?
Uh-huh. We have a lot in common.
You and April?
Yeah.
Jackson Law Firm. Oh, hold on. It's a collect call from the Hatcher Correctional Institution.
Don't accept the charges.
We'll take the call. Hello, could you hold on a second, please? Bye.
Come on, Annie. She's talking to a client.
He's not a client.
Who is he?
I shudder to think of the possibilities.
How was the drive?
2 hours and 45 minutes today.
You drive safely, Renee. I worry about you.
You worry about me.
Yeah. Single woman, alone in the world. I know what's out there.
So far, I've made out pretty well.
Pretty well isn't nearly good enough for you. You are a queen. Beautiful. Smart. Did you, read what I wrote you?
Yeah. It was incredible.
You're an incredible woman.
Who's here as a friend. I've discovered some material that I think may be key to your situation, and
Researched my case?
And I wanted to be able to discuss it with you.
May I kiss you?
Excuse me. The guard told me Brian was consulting with his attorney. I was under the impression that I was your attorney. Did you fire me, Brian?
No.
I'm sorry. I told them that because I'd discovered a document that I think could be helpful to Brian's appeal.
I would have thought you would have extended to me the basic courtesy of allowing me to read any document pertaining to his case.
She's my friend, man.
She's an attorney, Brian.
Mr. Winslow, please step outside. I would be happy to discuss this with you.
Welcome to Hatcher Correctional.
I apologize for misrepresenting myself.
It isn't necessary. I like Brian. I don't want to give him false hope.
I understand. And I think that this...
I know it's Brady material saying the eyewitness never witnessed anything, that he was nowhere near the cell block when the murder occurred. Do you think I didn't find that? What are your real motives here?
He's a friend who got a raw deal, and I want to see him get out of here.
As would I. But Miss Jackson, Brian murdered a prison guard in the state of Alabama. He is never getting out of here.
I never thanked you for taking April to the doctor.
Oh, hey, listen, I should be thanking you. If I hadn't had to pick up April, I wouldn't have met Florence. You know, she kind of reminds me of your mother.
You're kidding.
And if I hadn't met Florence, I wouldn't know what my next book's going to be about. The women in the movement who worked quietly behind the scenes that nobody ever noticed. Like Florence.
Actually, I'm going to try to help her get her job back. can't fire someone just because they suffer from migraines.
Well, that would be great.
I don't know when I'm going to find the time to do it, though. I've been so busy I haven't even been able to find time to fix myself a decent meal.
Well, if you didn't spend all your time racing up and down that highway trying to date that axe murderer.
I came this close to kissing him this morning, and I would have if his attorney hadn't walked in on us.
Are you falling for this guy?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but yes, I am.
Renee, you're too good for him.
You don't know him, Emmy.
Do you really want to sleep next to a person who murdered somebody? Who walked into a pump and slurp and robbed it? I'll tell you one thing, he ain't ever eating dinner over here.
It could work out, you know. I could go see him once a week. We could talk on the phone.
Conjugal visits?
You have to be married for that.
Oh, dear God in heaven, save me.
At least I'd know where he is all the time.
And every time you see a license plate, you just get that ping in your heart.
It's not funny, Emmy.
Stop it, Renee. You are being silly. James, here are the minutes from our meeting, the correspondence. Everything is here. Give him his book, Renee.
Oh, so you like Robert's Rules of Order? Well, you can borrow it.
What good will it do if when I'm grown only my husband can run meetings?
Renee.
Your mother has her meetings.
Usher board, bridge club, Jack and Jill. What about the important ones?
Your mother plays an active role in our community and our home.
Like cooking and cleaning?
I am more than a maid around here, young lady, and you know that.
You know I couldn't do what I do without your mother. Right, Sarah? Now I have to get to work.
How could you let him take over? You planned the whole thing. I saw you. You were wonderful. Okay, I won. As soon as your daddy got home, your mom went right back into the kitchen. Yeah, but I don't think you won all the way. What do you mean? Mama said something about how women really have power over men. She seemed okay about it. What kind of power? Beats me.
Sure smells good, honey. Stew. I thought we were having ham.
I know you asked for ham. I know how much you like ham. You won't be having ham around here for a very long time.
What did I do wrong?
We'll talk about it after dinner. Right after you tell me what's going on with my rally.
Oh. Okay, sure, Sarah. Maybe we can work on the rally together?
Thank you. I like that, James.
How'd she do that? I don't know. It has something to do with the difference between ham and stew. This whole man and woman thing is really weird.
I can't do this.
I know it's hard, me being in here. But with that new evidence you discovered, we both know I'm on my way out.
I don't want to take away your hope, but no, we don't know that.
You tell me you don't have a man in your life. You say that you don't have anything burning inside your soul. That there's nothing that makes you wake up each day and fills you with passion. I am that. We promised to always be there for each other. Do you remember that? Give me a reason why we can't. And don't lie to me. Don't you lie to me.
Brian, I just don't feel good when I leave you anymore. I find myself making excuses why I can't come. And I'd end up giving up my entire life for you.
Give it time. Please. Think it over.
I'm sorry, Brian. Take care of yourself. Hey, Florence.
April? I don't know what's keeping her.
That's all right. Gives us a moment to talk. Emmy has been telling me about you.
Well, I'm not giving any more interviews.
I don't want to talk to you about Dr. King. I understand that you've been fired from your job in what could be a wrongful termination.
So?
So I'm an attorney, and I may be able to help.
If it's money you after, I don't have a dime.
I have a pro bono Sunday, the first of every month. I don't charge for those services. Come on by. See what we can do. You ready?
Yeah. You gonna help my grandma?
I'll try. So I hear you and Emmy really hit it off.
She's cool. But I still like you better.
You don't have to say that, you know.
No. But, I used to think you were this black chick who was really white inside.
An Oreo?
Yeah. But you've been representing black people for so long, you just don't have nothing to prove, that's all. I've just been knowing one kind of black people. But hanging with you, my eyes have been opening, you know?
Mine too. Do you know that you and I are connected to Dr. King by 1 degree of separation?
1 degree? What's that?
Stick with me, kid. You'll figure it out.
I plan to. You're my peeps, you know?
She's a friend of Renee's. She's running for district attorney. Her name's Donna Dumont.
And why are we giving her $200?
Because Renee is her legal counsel, and with 2 teenagers running around the streets of Birmingham, you never know when you might need a friend on the inside.
But $200?
Well, 175,
125.
150.
Deal.
That's my toothbrush.
I know, but I used mine to detail the minivan yesterday.
Davis, time to get up.
Already up, Mom.
Thank you. Kelly, time to get up. Kelly, time to get up. Kel.
Ah! Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Any day now, I will hear you say goodbye, my love, and you'll be on your way. In my wild, beautiful world, you will have flown. Easy now, I'll be all alone.
Mrs. Sims, I apologize. I didn't mean
I'd just like to remind you that anything you say can and will be used against you just as soon as your father gets here.
Mom, you don't even know what happened. All we did was study.
I know exactly what happened, okay? Your father and I went to bed at 9:36 p.m. last night. At 9:50, you were in your room alone. I know this because I came down here to get myself some cereal. Somewhere between 10:05 p.m. last night and 7 a.m. this morning, a Johnny snuck in the house. True or false?
False.
True.
He didn't sneak in. I opened the window and I let him in.
That's your dad. Hi. Sorry we had to meet this way for the first time, but... Come on.
Mr. Williams, could we talk a minute?
All I have to say, Mrs. Sims, is that I'm glad that Johnny's not dead. Because that's exactly what my wife and I were up all night worrying about. Since we didn't even know the two of them were dating again, it never occurred to us that Johnny might be found sleeping in your daughter's bed. Move!
You're not alone there.
Is that all you have to say? I mean, why did I not have to keep you from wringing their necks?
Because I think they're probably telling the truth.
Come on, Kelly, we're taking a walk.
It's like a sauna in here, Lakeisha.
And the landlord said the best he could do is send someone out next week to fix the air conditioning.
Renee Jackson? Yeah, I got it.
Here you go.
Bring him in, boys.
Okay.
From a boyfriend, Renee?
Not unless they send it to the wrong person or the wrong address.
Congratulations, Renee.
For what?
Today's our one-year anniversary as office partners.
That's it.
Don't tell me. The flowers
are from me.
That is so sweet, Joe.
Yeah, I thought so. And to thank you for such a memorable year together, I thought maybe a dinner at Le Chic would be in order. I hear the truffle stuffed with foie gras are to die for.
As monumental as our one-year anniversary is, Joe, I can't. I'm too busy.
But, Renee, you can never be too busy for fine wine and good conversation.
What are you doing?
Well, maybe I can help. I mean, lately I've been sensing a restlessness, am I right? Right, well, let's find out why. Don't worry, I'll give it right back.
This is ridiculous.
On the contrary. My mama spent the last 10 years in Miami as a palm reader. It's a family gift. I must relax the hand or the hand won't speak to me. Oh, my.
What?
Well, this is very interesting.
What?
You see this line right here?
Yes. What does it mean?
It means you're ticklish, Renee.
Oh, Joe.
Okay, now that you're smiling again, how about that celebration dinner?
I can't. I've got to write a speech for Donna's fundraiser, and I've got to go through all those boxes for a Mr. Jones. He was a client of my father's who made the office the executor of his will. What are you doing now?
Call a favor. I'm taking over Mr. Jones.
No, you're not.
Trust me, Renee, I was an estate lawyer with Barnes & Monroe in Atlanta.
You were at Barnes & Monroe?
For 5 years.
Joe, thanks for the flowers.
Sure. Oh, and Renee, since dinner's out of the question, maybe I can find some other ways to thank you.
I'm about to ask you a question, and I'm afraid I already know the answer. You're having sex with a Johnny, and you're going to try and tell me that you're not, right?
Wrong.
Wrong about which part?
Wrong because we're not having sex.
Are you sure?
Weren't you sure when you and Dad did it?
Yes.
And so am I. And I'm not. But if we were, would you want me to use protection?
Yes, I would. I would, but Kelly, a condom, any kind of contraception cannot protect your heart and your mind, and that's why I don't think that you're ready.
I know, but we've talked about this a zillion times.
And do you think I'm right?
Yes, but I'm not going to tell you I haven't thought about it.
And that is why God gave us prayer and discipline and insane mothers to beat us into submission if all else fails. Now, let's try again. I'm worried that things with you and Johnny are moving a little too fast.
Don't be. We're fine.
I think I'm going to need a little more convincing than that. Why don't you just try and talk to me like I was your girlfriend?
Well, I'd start by telling you to mind your own business and get a life.
Now try and find a middle ground.
The whole time that I was seeing Jason, Johnny was the only person I could talk to. That's when I realized we feel the same way about so many things.
Like what?
Like going to college. Like not having sex until you're married.
I'm feeling a little better. Go on.
We both believe in God. We listen to the same music. We are the only two people in our whole class who don't think Jim Carrey is funny. He even wrote me a poem.
Dad wrote me a poem once.
I am sorry about last night.
I'm sure you are. You owe the Williams an apology, too, you know.
I know. So, what about my car keys?
I will let you have your car keys back in 1 week, which is when I will allow you to see a Johnny again.
A whole week?
If you can't do the time, don't do the crime.
Renee! Hey, Emmy, what are you doing here? I got out early. It's some apostle's birthday or something. And I wanted to go to your house and meet Cookie Grandma. Who are you looking at? It's a boy, isn't it? I can tell by that crazy look in your eye. Tell me before I do something embarrassing like pick my nose. Emmy, don't you dare. Oh, Okay. You see that boy in the red shirt with the blonde hair? I think so. He's cute, isn't he? Yeah, but Renee, he's white. Oh, my Lord. I haven't seen you smile like that since you and Carver snuck out to chase fireflies. I know. Come on. Cookie, Grandma?
I'm in here, child. Hello, baby.
It smells like cinnamon raisin.
Oh, my. You must be that Mary Elizabeth child that my son warned me would be so much fun.
Yes, ma'am. Maybe you should take some of those cookies to your new boyfriend. Me?
Boyfriend? At your age? Lord, I see my prayers ain't being answered. You's growing to be more and more like your mama every day.
He's got blonde hair and his...
Blonde hair?
She's just kidding, Grandma.
Why don't you take these here cookies and go wait on Renee in her room? Go on now, child.
Sorry.
This a white boy? Do your daddy know about this?
No, ma'am, because it's not true. She's just causing trouble. Like Daddy warned you she might.
You best be telling me the truth now, girl. Because little white boys, they grow up to be big white men, and ain't none of them gonna treat my grandbaby the way she deserves to be treated. You understand me?
Well, to tell you the truth, Renee, I'm petrified because I think Kelly thinks she's in love.
You're petrified and I'm pathetic. What a pair.
Hey, I thought we were supposed to be talking about me and my problems tonight. Oh, fine. Go ahead. Vent.
Today, I realize that the longest relationship I've had with a man since moving back to Birmingham has been with Joe.
Well, maybe it's like the old song says. You've been looking for love in all the wrong places.
I'm changing the subject.
Chicken.
So, how's Collier taking all this with a Johnny? Is the kid still walking?
Running is more like it, but not from Collier. From me.
Isn't Collier upset?
Well, somehow Collier jumped into the parental land of cliches, starting with, well, boys will be boys, which led to, well, Kelly's just a chip off her old mother's block, and that's where the conversation ended.
Oh, my. Is he angry at Kelly?
No.
Reverse psychology.
Huh?
Reverse psychology. He knows if he doesn't do anything that you will.
Oh, he does he? Don't think I don't know what you're up to. And this reverse psychology thing is only going to work for so long before the real Collier Sims comes crashing head first into something and hurts someone.
Kelly said she thinks this time you lost your mind.
Good. Let her think I've gone stark raving crazy over this. Somebody around here has to.
Let teenagers be teenagers, Shug, especially if they're in love.
Can I at least call him once a day?
No.
Why? He didn't come in the house through the telephone.
Do you want me to make it 2 weeks?
Yeah. Well, sure. All right. Well, look forward to it. Bye-bye.
Who is that?
Johnny's father invited us to dinner tomorrow night.
Kids and parents together?
Not exactly. The kids aren't invited.
And you said yes?
Well, what was I supposed to say?
How about no?
Donna Dumont represents the kind of leadership Birmingham needs in the district attorney's office. She has always represented the highest.
Are you gonna let me in, or am I gonna have to huff and puff and blow your mansion down?
Me?
Johnny's parents have invited us over for dinner without the kids. What do you think this means?
I don't know. Have you ever met them?
Only Mr. Williams when he barged into the house and tried to snatch a Johnny out of there like he was some kind of downed pilot behind enemy lines.
Maybe he just wants to meet under better circumstances.
You think? I need coffee.
A mild tranquilizer might do you more good.
Oh, nice flowers. Whoa, hey, there are hundreds of them. Where did these come from?
I brought them from the office.
And before they were at the office, they were from?
Joe. But It doesn't mean anything.
Oh, now come on, Renee. When was the last time a guy sent you something more than a bunch of sorry red carnations?
Don't you have to leave now?
Look at it this way, Renee. Joe is handsome and he's fun and he's handsome and he makes you smile.
So do Chris Rock and Ellen DeGeneres, but you don't see me planning on going out with either of them.
Yeah. Maybe you ought to talk to Kelly.
About?
About the advantages of not being in a relationship. I mean, this celibacy thing's really working for you, isn't it? I saw that finger. And I didn't appreciate it.
Lakeisha?
Renee, look at how they blossomed overnight.
They're beautiful.
Oh, how can I help you?
Yeah, Joe Lozano sent me. Said that I was one of his thank yous.
Oh, he did he?
Yeah. He said you got a problem. Thought maybe I could take care of it. Boy, it is hot in here.
Just hold it right there. I don't know what Joe Lozano has told you, but I'm not interested in some sweaty little dance where you take off your shirt and your jeans. So if you don't mind...
Look, lady, I'm just here to fix your air conditioning.
Hey, all right.
Hey.
Some surprise, eh, Renee? Unit's in here.
Cool. Hey, it's good to see you again, man.
Good to see you.
How's your wife?
Wife? He was married? You were married?
About your Mr. Jones. He was married 5 times. However, his estate wasn't left to any of his wives. Look at this.
Norma Jean, as in Marilyn?
Of course not, Renee, but he left everything he had to her.
Oh, $1,257 of it.
Yeah, I know, it's not much, but well, they were in love.
I thought it was written over 40 years ago.
Yeah, and I went down to the city clerk's office to check the records. They were never married. And I can't find her last name anywhere. This could be one of the great love stories of all time.
I know that, Emmy. But how am I going to practice getting him to sit next to me so he can talk to me if you're not going to help me? Okay. Start by doing what feels natural, and I'll tell you if it looks all right. What are you doing? Giving you the eye. Well, don't. It looks creepy. Forget it. I give up. Don't give up. Just don't wait for some boy to come to you. You gotta go and sit down and say hi. And if he says hi back, then start talking. And if that doesn't work, then just punch him in the arm. Ow! Hi.
Hi.
Can I pour you another drink?
If the whiskey's still wet.
2 fingers again?
I'll see you and I'll raise you one.
Guys, why don't you come on inside? Dinner's ready.
Sure. Have drinks will travel, right, Collier?
Hey.
You have a daughter, too?
Oh, no, that's my niece, Dana. No, Johnny, he's an only child. That's why it's so important to us that he become a Morehouse man, just like his father.
Yes, and he's already been accepted.
Oh, okay, great. I didn't know.
Thanks. And Kelly?
Oh, she's looking at a few colleges.
Including Spelman, I understand.
Spelman?
Yeah, that's the predominantly black female college right across the street from Morehouse.
Oh, I know Spelman.
I always thought you wanted to go to Bama. Didn't know about Spelman.
And why should you? You didn't even know that Johnny was sleeping with your daughter. Mashed potatoes?
I don't think that they were sleeping together. I think that they were studying together. Gail.
You don't actually believe that, do you?
Well, that's what Kelly told me, so that's what I believe.
Look, what my wife is trying to say...
Please, Reg, don't put words in my mouth, okay?
Well, then what I'm trying to say is let's cut the crap. Why is your daughter stalking our son all the way to Morehouse?
Stalking?
Reg, honey, just...
If anyone is stalking anyone, it's your son. Hell, he broke into my house through a window like a cat burglar.
Can we just get this over with?
What over with?
I just want to tell you something right now. Johnny is going to be a Morehouse man. And your daughter
Her name is Kelly.
Is no Spellman's sister.
Well, let me tell you something right now, okay?
Collier?
No, Mary Elizabeth. I may not know anything about Spellman or Morehouse, but I do know that Kelly is going to go wherever the hell she wants for whatever reason she wants, and you and your boy have nothing to say about it.
Boy, did he just say boy? Tell me he did not say boy in my house.
Reggie, honey, please, just come.
Oh, for Pete's sake. No, he didn't mean...
What'd I do? We have a girl. You have a boy. I didn't mean anything by it.
Well, go tell him that. Well, now let's talk about sex.
Her name is Norma Jean Rayfield. She and Mr. Jones had 3 bank accounts together.
It's late, Joe, and I really do have to get back to bed.
And there's over $100,000 left, and none of it has been touched since the day Mr. Jones died.
Maybe this really is a great love story after all.
Renee?
I've been thinking about us.
Us? Mm-hmm. Well, of course you have, Renee. Our friendship as lawyers is,
Not as lawyers.
Oh, you know, Renee, I don't think this is a good idea. Oh, my.
Don't worry, Joe. I'll be gentle.
Just promise you'll respect me in the morning.
You have one new message.
Renee, it's Joe. Her name is Norma Jean Rayfield, and there's over $100,000 left, and none of it has been touched since the day Mr. Jones died.
Just try to remember what you were doing when you were 17.
Oh, I have already. And that's why I know I have nothing to worry about. Besides, I know my daughter.
Well, of course you do. But I know teenage boys.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
And one to go!
The only place you are going is to bed.
Thank you so much for everything.
Oh, thanks for coming.
There's nothing to worry about. Because me and Reggie got it all figured out.
I'm so glad.
Bros, I don't feel too good right now.
Yeah, I explained to Collier that Kevin's just a phase.
A phase?
Reggie, that is enough.
Oh, damn it, you know what I'm talking about. So let me just sit down and explain.
Kelly isn't a phase for anybody.
It sure as hell is. They're girls you marry, and they're girls you practice on. White girls we use to practice on till we get it right, and then we find a beautiful black woman to settle down with and marry.
I don't want to hear another hateful word come from your mouth. I'm sorry.
So am I. Well, you went to Spellman, Renee. What do you think it'd be like for her there?
She would definitely be a minority in a big, big way. And I don't think having a Johnny as a boyfriend would help her either. So where's Collier now?
Oh, he's sleeping it off.
Sounds good to me. I was up half the night. I had a dream about Joe.
Yeah, what kind of dream?
I almost kissed him.
Yeah, was he naked?
No, but I took his shirt off. But not his tie. What do you think that means?
I think it means you like him. That's Collier.
I thought you said he was sleeping it off.
He was, in the car. Right there in the back seat, crumpled up next to the chunks of Mrs. Williams' hors d'oeuvres.
Hair of the dog always worked for me.
You left me in the car, Mary Elizabeth.
Well, Collier, I didn't have much choice with your face stuck to the seat and all. Drink this and swallow these. So, what do you remember?
Well, I remember leaving our house and waking up a few minutes ago.
What were you thinking?
What was I supposed to do? It was either drink with the guy or clock him one.
Anything but get puking drunk with the father of your daughter's big-time love interest.
Well, what'd I miss when I was out?
Well, according to Reggie, Johnny is just going through a phase where he practices on a white girl. That would be Kelly. And then when he's done, he just tosses her away like a dirty white T-shirt before he moves on to a nice, fresh, black one.
That son of a bitch.
Well, he was drunk when he said it.
I'm not talking about Reggie. I'm talking about a Johnny. I'll kill him.
I thought I was gonna die, Andy. Did you say hi? And he said hi back. And after that, I kept walking. That's not what was supposed to happen. You were supposed to sit down next to him and talk. But I didn't know what to talk to him about. So what do I do now? I don't know. Me neither. I know. If we want to know what a white boy likes to do and talk about, let's ask one. How's that?
Great, but enough drawing for now. Renee, boys like girls who can play and talk about baseball like Mary Elizabeth.
Okay.
Now, do you know what an RBI is or how to swing a bat?
No.
Okay. An RBI is runs batted in. Get those by hitting the ball. See, first, here, you take this back, and when she pitches it, we'll swing together, okay?
Okay. Just for the record, Collier, I play baseball because I like it, not because you want me to.
Okay, Mary Elizabeth, just pitch the ball.
Are you ready? Okay, here it comes.
Nay, you get on in that house.
But, Grandma, we're just playing.
Don't you sass me, child. When your daddy get home tomorrow, he gonna get an earful about that little white boy being sweet on you. Go on now.
Grandma.
Renee Jackson?
Yes?
Mr. Lozano sent me as your driver. He said, and I quote, "I hope this thank you makes tonight's fundraiser more fun than work."
Do you mind talking about her?
Normally, yes. But tonight, I'm all yours.
Okay. So, where did you meet her?
She was a friend of my sister.
You have a sister?
And two brothers. Miguel, Pedro, and Sofia Lorel Lozano. Daddy was a big fan.
How long were you married?
Only a few months. I should have known it wouldn't last.
Why?
Because love at first sight rarely does. I think it takes a good year before you get to know somebody. Don't you agree?
Probably.
Can I say you look pretty tonight?
Yes. Thank you. Joe, where did you learn how to dance?
I used to teach ballroom dancing. You know, Renee, I think of life as a dance. It moves fast, and then it moves slow, and sometimes it stops altogether. And eventually it turns itself around, and we celebrate that we're alive and can dance once again.
Renee, good to see you.
Donna, it's good to see you. I'd like you to meet
Joe. Joe Lozano?
You know each other?
In Atlanta, wasn't it?
Very good, you remember.
Of course I do. Joe helped me raise some money for a children's adoption campaign.
Well, it's very nice seeing you again.
You too.
Hey, can I get you two ladies some champagne?
Absolutely. I want the dish. Are the two of you?
No, we're just business associates.
Too bad. Joe was quite the gentleman.
Donna, did you and Joe?
Only in my dreams. I gotta mingle.
Here you go, sir. Enjoy your evening.
Baby, don't worry. Everything's gonna be fine, okay? I know. Just don't worry.
Kelly, get off the phone now.
I have to go. Excuse me.
Was that a Johnny?
Yes, sir.
Is this what you've been doing all week? Calling him from my office after we're asleep?
I just miss him.
Well, you keep this up, you're gonna be missing him a whole lot more. You got that?
Yes, sir.
Get to bed.
And today I found an old picture of Norma Jean in a safe deposit box. But it's late, and it can wait till tomorrow.
Oh, no. Come on in. How about a cup of coffee for the road?
Hey, look. Norma Jean Rayfield and her Mr. Jones.
He's handsome.
And she's beautiful. So you didn't like the champagne?
Actually, it's my favorite.
Well, then let's pop this puppy and I'll make a toast before I go.
I'll do the honors. You get the glasses.
Remember, turn the bottle, not the cork.
I know what I'm doing, Joe. Ooh. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's all over your Armani.
It's a rental. It's okay.
Here, let me get it off before it stings. And your tie. It's all wet.
Oh, the tie is fine, really. It's what if you insist.
Did you hear that?
Are you sure this is okay?
Yeah, here's a blanket. Are you sure it's gonna be warm enough?
I'll be all right.
The hell you will! Dad! Get inside!
Mr. Sims!
I said get inside!
What are you doing?
Kelly, I've had it with you. Get inside!
I can explain if you...
I don't want to hear another word out of either one of you. I told you I didn't want you talking to him. Hey! You get away from me right now. You understand me? Right now. Move!
I can't believe you're doing this.
Kelly, sit down and shut up.
Dad, he had nowhere else to go.
Shut up! Johnny, I want you out of here before I do something with this bat we'll both regret. Now move!
Dad!
No, I said sit down and shut up! Shut up!
Stop. Calm down. Sit. Sit.
You, over there.
Hey, would somebody just please tell me what is going on here?
Well, Mary Elizabeth is just like his father said. Her boyfriend wants to use up our daughter and just throw her away.
What his father said was, if Johnny kept seeing me, he was throwing him out of the house and not paying his tuition to Morehouse.
Is that true, Johnny?
Yes, ma'am.
And do your parents know where you are right now?
No, ma'am.
He's here because he has nowhere else to go.
I got an idea where he can go.
Oh, you're stuck.
Mr. Sims, I don't mean any disrespect. But without me knowing anything about him, I'm sure you're a different man than your father.
My father's none of your damn business.
Yes, sir. But what I'm trying to say is that the same's true for me and my father. Okay, my father has his own opinions. He doesn't speak for me. And I've always been taught that a man's words come second place to his actions. And if you and Mrs. Sims would just give me a chance, my actions will show how much I love Kelly.
Dad, he wasn't even gonna come inside. He was gonna stay out on the patio.
You, upstairs, now.
Oh, Johnny, you can stay on the couch tonight, okay?
Thank you.
It's after midnight.
I know. And I know why Johnny's at my house.
And why is that?
He says your husband threw him out of the house and threatened not to send him to college if he keeps seeing Kelly. Is that true?
It's true, that's what he said.
And what do you say?
I say that no one, including my husband, is going to get in the way of my son going to Morehouse. But this isn't just about our husbands, is it?
Maybe not.
I'm also not going to allow a Johnny to be treated the way he was when he first dated Kelly.
He won't be. Collier just had an overdose of stupidity the other night, really, and once he'd slept it off.
It's not Kaya that I'm concerned with. It's you.
What did I do?
Nothing. That's exactly my point. Nothing. I've seen enough of you supposedly caring women hide behind your husband's unpopular opinions to recognize it when I see it.
Hey, I'm not hiding behind anything.
Oh, no? Well, then you tell me, what did you do when Kaya would not let Kelly get into a Johnny's car because he's black? Now, if I recall, you told my son not to take it personally. Well, how the hell else is a 17-year-old child supposed to take it when someone tells him he can't go out with who he wants to because of the color of his skin? Now, you explain to me how you let your daughter walk back into your house. And I'll explain to you how it felt to see my son come home with tears in his eyes after it happened. I will not let that happen again.
Really? Then where were you an hour ago when your son was trying to make excuses for why your husband said what he did and explaining with tears in his eyes that he was a different man than his father? Something that I don't think any son wants to say about his dad. And if you feel so differently from your husband, then why didn't you try and stop Johnny from going out the door? Because he didn't say anything about how you tried to stop his father, tried to stop him from leaving. What's the truth there, Gail?
The truth is that Kelly is not my first choice for a Johnny.
Because she's white?
Yes, because she's white. But you know what? I wouldn't expect you to understand that. You know, quite frankly, I don't care if you do. Because no one, including Kelly, is going to distract Johnny from being successful.
Then we agree on something. You know, Johnny's not my first choice for Kelly either, and not because he's black.
Oh, you're right.
I don't care if you believe me. I don't want a Johnny or anyone else to distract Kelly from her future. But I'll tell you something. If we don't all watch out, we are going to be setting the stage for a very upsetting production of Romeo and Juliet, and somebody's going to get hurt.
You're hurting me, Grandma.
It ain't nothing compared to how much messing with a little white boy gonna hurt you.
But, Grandma, you don't understand.
I understand more than you think I do. Now, sit down. Now, I'm sorry if I hurt your name, but I know about things that you don't, child. Like how white boys only take to colored girls for one reason, and it ain't about being your friend. And if you let them get too close, they gonna have their way with you. Cause to them and their friends, you always gonna be nothing more than another little nigger gal to them. You understand?
Grandma, did something bad happen to you?
Child, when you were a colored woman and you as old as I is, plenty bad done happened to you. But that don't mean the same has got to happen to you.
But it won't, because they're not all like that.
You got something to say?
Yes, ma'am. What you're saying is wrong. I think that Renee should like any boy she wants. And any boy she likes should like her back. Right? Right.
You got something more to say about this?
Yes, ma'am. Don't be mad at me.
Renee Jackson, you get on inside before I strip me a switch. And your mamas need to do some better home training on you, too. Now get!
Come on. Billy!
You always gonna be nothing more than another little nigger gal, too. Nigger gal. Hey.
Yes, Grandma.
I got gingerbread cookies in the oven. Come on in here and help me with the next batch.
Yes, ma'am.
You remember how I showed you? start by rolling out the dough. You sprinkle some flour on it, gonna clump up on you and make a hell of a mess. Why that face so long?
I just wish I could like who I want to like, Grandma.
Press down on this now, hard and even. I know times is changing, child, but they ain't changing fast enough for you to be kissing on no little white boy.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. Do you remember the first time I called you Cookie, Grandma?
No, I don't. Child, I can hardly remember some of my favorite cookie recipes no more. I ever tell you why I like making my cookies?
No, ma'am.
Because every time I do, I bake me up something different. Same old ingredients. A little more sugar one day, a little less the next. But when my cookies is done, even though they may look the same on the outside, there's something special about them on the inside. Something different. You understand?
Not really.
What I'm meaning to say, child, is that the same may be true about your little friend, Mary Elizabeth, and that little white boy.
Now I understand. So how's this?
Yeah, these look like three mighty special little cookie men to me. Keisha, good morning. Is Joe in yet?
Yes. Why are we whispering?
Renee, in my office?
Joe, we have to talk.
I know, Renee, but later. But now my final thank you can't wait much longer. Renee Jackson, meet Norma Jean Rayfield.
It's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, my dear. Although we have met once before.
We have?
Oh, yes. Many years ago, when Richard and I...
Mr. Jones?
...came to see your father. Of course, I was just his secretary then.
It was almost 20 years before they became lovers. Isn't that romantic?
He's so cute, isn't he? Well, if there isn't anything else.
No, you've signed everything and you have the check. That's it.
May I keep this letter?
Of course.
Thank you.
There is one more thing.
Yes?
If you and Mr. Jones were so in love, why didn't you ever marry?
That's easy, my dear. His marriages didn't last. Bye-bye.
Joe.
I know, Renee, last night was a mistake. I should have resisted our friendship.
It wasn't a mistake.
It wasn't?
No, but it was the last time. And I just wanted to say thank you for being such a perfect gentleman all week.
Of course, Renee.
I finished that. Well, if you want me to... Hey, I gotta go.
Thank you.
Renee.
Yes?
I just want you to know, I still think you are one fine piece of ass.
What?
That kiss last night?
What kiss?
Joe, what are you doing?
Well, nothing. I just figured it would be easier for us to work together if you continue to think of me as Joe Lozano the pig rather than Joe Lozano the gentleman.
Thanks.
No problem. That's what friends are for.
You didn't see or hear any of this, understand?
Mm-hmm.
What do you see this time?
Either you're getting better at hiding the truth, or I'm losing my touch.
I kissed him. That's it. We stayed up all night talking, then he fell asleep on the couch alone. Can I blink now? The funny thing is, this whole thing got me thinking, hey, why not Joe? Until I remember that Joe's idea of a truly great romance is a man who has a mistress for 40 years and who cheats on all 5 of his wives.
Well, gee, if you're gonna be this picky, you're never gonna find a guy.
And that's okay, because after almost falling in love with a convict and then going out with Joe, I know that's not the answer.
The answer to what?
That's just it. I don't know. But there's something missing. And this year, I'm gonna find it.
Well, when you do you promise that I'll be the first one to know?
Promise.
More cheese.